Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Hindash and this is my baby Timmy. Today's video is going to be all about fresh skin and a bold, intense eye and a bold lip. So I'm going to show you how to pair bold eyes, bold lips with fresh skin. I really wanted to play up something more dramatic and wintry, so you see a lot of golds on the eyes and that really nice matte velvet red lip. And today's video features the iconic Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. This is the original formula. I'm going to do another look that's the Radiant formula, and that's going to be more of a wearable look. So keep an eye out for that on my Instagram, because that's where I'm going to be posting it. And my Instagram is also at Hindash, so make sure you're following me there because that's where I post most of my looks before they come on YouTube. Okay, I'm not going to talk too much. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't and you want to see more of these videos. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think and let me know what you want to see next. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Alright, so Grace is already prepped and she's ready for makeup, so I'm just going to go right in. And as you can see, this is the before and after. She's so beautiful. And what I'm going to focus on today is skin. Skin that looks very weightless and natural and breathable. And for that, I'm going to be taking the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, and this is the original formula. And they also have an illuminating formula, but for now I'm going to keep it quite matte. But I mean, this is a very natural finish. And Grace's shade is 3-in-1 Sand. Now, honestly, I would use this with my fingers. If you guys are using this or using any tinted moisturizer, I would really recommend using it with your fingers and working it into the skin like you would a moisturizer. And this is just going to even out your skin. It's really not going to give you intense coverage or any kind of coverage, really. It's going to unify the skin tone, which I guess is a form of coverage. But that's what I love about this. I mean, Grace doesn't need foundation. She doesn't need anything heavy. And she told me that she doesn't actually wear foundation. She just loves concealer, which I do too. I love a good concealer. So this is actually a great product for all of you that want a very natural finish. I get a lot of questions about people asking me what's a great daily foundation, and I always recommend a BB cream or a CC cream or obviously a tinted moisturizer. And for concealer, I'm taking the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. I love this. It's very weightless, it's very brightening, and it has a great amount of coverage. Definitely in my top concealers. And I'm going to take the color 3C, which is more of a pink tone, which has a bit more peach. So that's going to color correct under the eyes or any dark areas on the face. So basically, I'm using this as a corrector and I'm going to be blending it in with a damp beauty blender. And I'm just going to be pushing that product into the skin. I don't want to move it around too much. And as you can see, she can get away with using this shade on its own. It really does match her skin perfectly, but I am going to go for more of a highlighted, lifted look because I went very minimal on the skin. So especially when she photographs, I want that under eye to be lifted because I am going to be doing a very heavy eye. And for that, I'm going to be taking the same concealer but in the shade 2W, which is a warmer color, which is more yellow based. I'm going to be prepping her lips with a bit of lip balm and letting that sink in as I do the rest of the face. So by the time I get to the lips, they're very nice and hydrated. I'm going to be setting everything with the translucent loose setting powder, and this is one of my favorite powders. I love it so much. I use this all the time and I use the medium deep on deeper skin tones all the time. It's my go-to powder for deeper skin tones. And because I want the skin to look very fresh, I'm going to be powdering her skin with a brush and just dabbing the powder in. And it really does set the skin in a very natural way. And as you can see, she's all matte, but she's not flat and she doesn't have that heavy powdered look. You can still see the glow coming through her skin. And that's what's great about using a very sheer product underneath. For bronzer, I'm going to be taking the Laura Mercier Candleglow Sheer Perfecting Powder in the shade number 4. This makes such a good bronzer. It's that mineral baked formula. It doesn't leave your skin very matte. You still see a bit of glow to it, but you don't see any shimmer. You don't see any glitter particles at all. So I'm going to be putting that on the forehead and on the cheekbones, anywhere where I want to sort of bronze and contour, but I'm more bronzing than contouring. For an eyeshadow base, I love using a darker concealer all over the lid. And for that, I'm taking the concealer again, but in the shade 4N. And I'm going to be moving on to the eyes, and I'm going to be taking the Caviar Stick Eye Color in the shade Cocoa. And this is going to act as my brown liner and my brown eyeshadow. So I'm going to be smudging it on the lash line and just really working it into the lash line and smudging and winging it out. Now, as I'm blending it out, I'm going to be taking it into the crease just slightly. And just really work on extending that eye shape and making a dramatic winged liner. But again, everything is very soft because we're working with shadows and we're building it up. So taking a fluffy brush and blending the crease and the edges is always a great tip. And for this application, I'm not worried about making everything too neat and very symmetrical. This is just a wash of color. And then I can go in and intensify it with different layers. And then I'm taking a smaller brush so that way I can concentrate the color even more and then just outlining that shape again. but this time being a bit more neat and more precise. But I'm still blending it out, I'm smoking it out. And as you can see, it's not even yet, but we're working with cream, so they're very forgiving. We can keep layering it on, and that's what I love about working with cream shadows. And just buffing and blending everything out. Next, I'm taking the shade Rose Gold, and I'm popping that on the center of the lid, and this is going to act as a base. So think of this as your underpainting, and we're going to be putting more intense color on top that would grab and stick onto the eyelid. And for eyeshadows, I'm taking the Laura Mercier Parisian Nudes eyeshadow palette. And you guys, I thought this was going to be more of a plummy look with a pop of gold, but as I put these shadows on, they turn into this nice soft brown, which is still very weird for me. I kept looking at the footage, and while I was doing Grace's makeup, everything would go on quite brown, which I mean, I love brown, so I wasn't complaining. But I just found that very interesting that they looked more taupe and plummy in the pan. But then as you can see, as I'm applying them, they're kind of a mid-tone brown. I mean, they do have a tiny bit of purple, but you can't really see it. But I find that very interesting. I mean, her crease looks very, very warm, which is perfect because I'm going for gold. So I don't know what I did there, but it really worked. So I'm dipping into those different shades of taupe because they do look taupe in the pan. And I'm just building that layer up in the crease and keeping the eyelid free. And these shadows blend so well. I was very, very impressed by these. I'm going to take my time and build it up, and I'm dipping into that very dark shade just on the outer corners to emphasize that wing. Next, I'm going to be dipping into that gold shade, and I'm just going to be using my finger because I want that payoff to be nice and smooth. And that's just how I love to apply shimmers. And as you can see, it really just ties that look together with that warm crease and the darker wing. And now I can see what's missing. I can go in and add a bit more depth with that darker brown and clean up the wings. I'm going to be taking the Caviar stick in Tuxedo, which is the black, and again using that tiny brush, I'm going to be smoking out a black liner, just to really frame the eyes. For mascara, I'm going to be taking the Laura Mercier Caviar Volume Panoramic Mascara. And I'm just going to let Grace work that into the lashes and really just lift the lashes from the root, because I'm also going to be going in with individual lashes. For blush, I'm going to be taking the Laura Mercier Blush Color Infusion Blush, which is one of my favorite blush formulas ever, and this is in the shade Chai. And this is one of those shades that looks very muted in the pan and very natural, but when you put it on, it just does the right amount of glow. Obviously depending on your skin tone, but it is such a beautiful, flattering color. It's not overwhelming. You can really pack it on and build it up. And it's one of my favorite colors in the collection. Check out Strawberry and Peach. I love Strawberry and Peach so much. I'm going to be dipping back into the taupes and putting them on the lower lash line and just smoking it out. Again, they're not going on taupe, they're going on brown, which still really messes with my mind. And taking that darker color and just concentrating it on the outer corner of the lower lash line. Just so we have that nice blend going in from the dark wing into the lower lash line. And I'm taking that gold again and putting it on the lower lash line from the inner corners towards about maybe midpoint of the lower lash line. And I think that adds that nice unified color throughout the eye. And for highlights, I'm taking the Matte Radiance highlight number 1 and I'm going to be buffing it onto the high points of the face. And again, it's a very beautiful soft highlight. You see that intense shine, but you don't see glittered particles and chunks. And I always like to add a bit more blush over the highlight because I feel sometimes it kind of washes away the blush. So that's a good trick. I'm going to be putting individual lashes. These are Ardell lashes in medium. And I'm going to concentrate it on the outer corners to really lift the eyes even more. And going in with lipstick, I'm taking the Velour Extreme Matte Lipstick in the shade Control. And this is a very universally flattering red. I love this color. I've used it in a video before and it's just very creamy, very matte, but it's not drying. It doesn't chap. I just think it's such a great matte red lipstick. And as you can see, it goes on very smooth, so you don't really have to work and tug at the lips. And I'm going to be blending everything with the lip brush and working it into the lip. I'm going to perfect the lip line with the Longwear lip liner in the shade Punch. And then I'm just going to be taking a medium brown eyeshadow and just accentuating her moles. And this will make the skin look even more fresh and more natural and like you don't really have much foundation on. Again, because you can see those moles and freckles shining through. Well, they're not really shining, but you know what I mean. And then there's another trick that I love to do, which is very, very old school, but that's putting a bit of loose powder over the lips. Now, a lot of people do that over a tissue, but I just went in with a lip brush very softly. And this will mattify the lip, but it won't be overly dry or cracked because the powder is very thin and fine. And as you can see, the lips just look like velvet. It's such a stunning, stunning technique. And putting a bit of that highlight on the high points of the body, so the collarbone and a bit of the shoulders. And I always love to finalize everything with a bit of blush, especially after you put on red lipstick or any bold lip, because it kind of washes out the face even more. So it's always good to look back at the face after you've done your lipstick and see what needs to be adjusted. And that is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. Another natural version of this is coming on Grace, but it's going to be on my Instagram, so make sure you're following me there. And of course, make sure you're subscribed to my channel here to see more of my videos, and don't forget to like the video and leave me a comment down below. Bye.